राधे राधे गोविंदा, राधे राधे गोविंदा,
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 राधे राधे गोविंदा,
राधे राधे गोविंदा,
राधे राधे गोविंदा,
राधे राधे गोविंदा,
राधे गोविंदा, राधे राधे गोविंदा,
राधे राधे गोविंदा, राधे राधे गोविंदा,
राधे गोविंदा, राधे राधे गोविंदा,
राधे 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 राधे गोविंदा,
राधे राधे गोविंदा,
राधे राधे गोविंदा,
राधे राधे गोविंदा,
राधे गोविंदा, राधे राधे गोविंदा,
राधे राधे गोविंदा, राधे राधे गोविंदा,
राधे गोविंदा, राधे राधे गोविंदा,
राधे 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 राधे गोविंदा,
राधे राधे गोविंदा,
राधे राधे गोविंदा,
राधे राधे गोविंदा,
राधे राधे गोविंदा,
राधे राधे गोविंदा,
राधे राधे गोविंदा,
राधे राधे गोविंदा,
गोविंदा,
Radhe Govinda,
Radhe Govinda,
Radhe Govinda,
Radhe Radhe
Jai Ho.
Radhe Radhe Govinda,
Radhe Radhe Govinda,
Radhe Radhe Govinda,
Radhe Radhe Govinda,
Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe
Govinda,
Govinda, Radhe Radhe Govinda,
Bhaju Radhe Radhe Govinda,
Bhaju Radhe Radhe Govinda,
Bhaju Radhe Radhe Govinda,
Radhe Govinda, Radhe Govinda,
Radhe Radhe Govinda,
Radhe Radhe Govinda,
Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe Radhe Govinda,
Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe Radhe Govinda.
बोलो श्यामा श्याम की
Jai.
Radhe Radhe, everyone. We've been covering the characteristics of true bhakti, or you could say the conditions of the path of bhakti. And we've covered 8 of them so far. They are, first of all, that bhakti must be done with the mind. Secondly, we shouldn't ask God for anything when we're doing devotion. Our job is to love Him and surrender to Him, leave the rest up to Him. The third one is to love Him unconditionally, not based on what we're getting or not getting, or as it relates to Guru, how Guru behaves with us, giving us more affection, ignoring us. None of these things should influence our devotion. Our devotion should be stable. In order for it to be stable, it shouldn't go up and down with these external observations. So we have to love God and Guru selflessly and unconditionally. Fourth, bhakti is independent. It doesn't rely on any other path. It doesn't need to be supplemented by any other path. And it shouldn't have interference from the practices or rules of any other path. If you're doing bhakti, you've transcended all other paths. Fifth, we don't worship God on the path of Raga Nuga Bhakti. Shri Krishna is God, but we don't think of Him as God. We think of Him in one of 4 ways. He is my master, He is my best friend, He is my son, or He is my beloved. So we bring God down to us. That way, the connection is real. We feel, just like we feel love in the world, we start feeling for Shri Krishna. The 6th condition is that we have to practice bhakti every day by sitting and isolating ourselves from the world for some time. and practicing Rup Dhyan, meditating on the form of Shri Krishna while doing chanting or listening to chanting. Number 7 is that even after having spent this dedicated time, we need to try to remember God and Guru are with us throughout the whole rest of the day, so that our mind does not carelessly squander what we gained by practicing Rup Dhyan by just unnecessarily thinking about the world. So our bhakti should be nirantar. We should practice continuous devotion by trying to keep our mind in God and Guru throughout the entire day. Number 8 is that all of this understanding and this practice, this is good, this is required. These are the basics, but in order to make all this work, we need the grace of Guru. So Guru Bhakti is part of Radha Krishna Bhakti. With the grace of Guru, our heart purifies. With the grace of Guru, our love for Radha Krishna blossoms. And with the grace of Guru, our worldly attachments reduce. It's not possible without the grace of Guru. Therefore, mental surrender to the Guru is a part of the path of bhakti. And I explained in some detail yesterday that recognizing a true Guru depends upon our evaluation of our own internal transformation due to Guru's grace. It shouldn't rely on any external observations as to the lifestyle, behavior, or appearance of the Guru. If we rely on what we're experiencing internally, then we can't be fooled. We can evaluate honestly whether our attachment to Radha Krishna is increasing and whether our attachment in the world is decreasing. If we see this transformation happening, then we have the proof that we're being graced by a true Guru. And if not, then leave that so-called Guru and pray to Shri Krishna to grace us with the association of a true saint. Now, even if we do all of this, we still have to follow the 9th condition of devotion, which is ananyata, exclusiveness or single-mindedness in devotion. Ananyāścintayanto māṁ ye janāः paryupāsate teshām nityabhiyuktānām yogakshemam vahāmyaham. Shri Krishna says in Gita that we must be ananya. Ananya means anya nahi, no other. It means ananya. No other from what? Or other than what? Our Ishtadev, our Guru, and our path. When we are told by the scriptures to remain ananya, it means we have to remain ananya to our Ishtadev, the form of God that we're worshipping. We have to remain ananya to the path of devotion, and we have to remain ananya to our Guru. So let us take each one of these in turn. Ananyata to our Ishtadev. First, we have to understand that on the path of bhakti, the goal is God realization. Therefore, we are worshipping Supreme God. We are not worshipping devtas of Swarg. Our Brahmand is made of 3 parts: Swarg, Mrityulok, and Narak. They're all a product of Maya. Swarg is a product of Sattva Guna predominantly. This Mrityulok where we are is predominantly a product of Rajoguna. And Narak is it is the product of Tamoguna. Here we reside. Narak we go as a punishment for bad actions. temporarily, then we're released and we come back here. And Swarg is a place we go, again, temporarily as a reward for sattvic or good actions. We've been to Swarg uncountable times, and we've been to Narak uncountable times. I don't think it's hard to understand that there's no real happiness in Narak. And we know from our own experience that this world never gives us true contentment or unlimited happiness. But what may be surprising to some people is that Swarg is also not the abode of true happiness. And the Devtas, such as Indra, Vayu, Agni, Kuber, who reside in Swarg, they are also under Maya. They are also seeking divine bliss, just like we are. And they are also jealous and angry and fearful, just like we are. Therefore, even if we go to Swarg, and even if we qualify to get some post, like even becoming Indra, which we've done in the past, even then, we don't attain true happiness. We're still under Maya, and we still have to be reborn in this world. We're still under the bondage of karma, Mayic gunas, the cycle of birth and death. We're caught in all of that. Na kasya prishthe te sukrite nubhutve mam lokam hinataram va vishanti. Mundakopanishad says, even if you go to the topmost abode of Swarg, even then you're bound to be reborn in this world. Brahma bhuvana loka punaravartinorjuna mamupetya tu kaunteya punarjanma na vidyate. Gita. Shri Krishna also says, even if you go to Brahma's abode, the topmost abode of Swarg, it's temporary. You're reborn on earth, and even Brahma's abode itself is temporary. It is destroyed when the pralay of our Brahmand happens. So this is all the Mayic realm. Te tam bhuktva swargalokam vishalam kshirne punye martyalokam vishanti. Shri Krishna says in Gita, you go over there, you enjoy the extensive pleasures of Swarg, but you're enjoying based on the good actions you did. So, kshirne punye, as you enjoy, you're using up your punya, that capital, your savings of good actions is getting used up. So once it's used up, you're sent to be reborn here in this world. Therefore, if we are worshipping Devtas of Swarg, which is taught in our Vedas, but it is taught for the attainment of Swarg, then we are not doing devotion to Supreme God. Worship of the Devtas like Indra or other Devtas of Swarg is for the attainment of Swarg, which is only temporary pleasure. It has nothing to do with God realization. If you attain Swarg, you have to be reborn here as a human in order to make it to God's divine abode. So you think you're getting closer to the divine abode by going to Swarg. You're not. You're getting further away because you have to come back here and then go to the divine world. So, when we talk about ananyata to our Ishtadev, first of all, we set aside any form of worship of celestial gods, meaning the Devtas. We don't need to worship them anymore. That includes Navgraha Devta. People worship in order to try to mitigate the effect of certain aspects of their destiny or for any other reason. These are all Mayic forces, Mayic powers. They have nothing to do with devotion to attain Supreme God. When you're worshiping Shri Krishna, then why worship all of his servants? These devtas of Swarg are his employees. They're functioning as part of the celestial administration of our Brahmand, but they have nothing to do with God realization. They themselves can't go, they themselves don't recognize Krishna if he doesn't want them to. One time, devtas defeated the asurs in a war, but only with Shri Krishna's help. But after having defeated the asurs, then they became proud. Oh yeah, we really showed them, we're so powerful. They forgot that it was all with Krishna's power that they defeated them. So Shri Krishna decided to teach them a lesson and remove their pride. So he appeared in the form of a yaksh, a large, huge yaksh. A yaksh is a powerful and luminous celestial being. So all these devtas saw and they couldn't understand, who is this? We've never seen such a yaksh before. So they all came to Indra because he's their king. And Indra said, I don't know, Agni, you go and find out. Agni Dev is the god of fire. He's so luminous himself. So you go. Agni went and demanded, who are you? So Bhagwan Shri Krishna, he answered, who are you? Who am I? I am the great Jataved. Tamabhyavadat tamabhyadravat kosi tyagnirva. Kenopanishad tells this whole leela. Oh, you are Jataved, Agni Dev. Okay, so what are your powers? What can you do? He said, I can burn this whole Brahman to ashes in a moment. Bhagwan said, okay, don't go that far. Just first of all, he grabbed a piece of dry straw, dry grass. He put it in front of him and he said, just burn this and show me. So Agni Dev scoffed at the challenge, but then when he tried to do it, Shri Krishna turned off the power switch to Agni Dev's fire. So he himself became cold. He couldn't even burn that little piece of grass. Without another word, he just slinked back, embarrassed. And when the devtas asked him who it was, he again just kind of mumbled something. I don't know, you find out. So then Vayudev was sent. And the same thing happened. He demanded to know who is this yaksh, and the yaksh asked, who are you? He said, I'm Vayudev. I can smash everything and throw and turn the whole Brahmand upside down. I'm so powerful. He said, okay, just zara isko hilao. Just blow this little piece of grass. And then he turned off the power switch to Vayudev, and Vayudev himself became still. What to say of blowing that piece of grass? So he was also embarrassed. Bhagwan released him and he went back. Then the devtas insisted that Indra go because he's their leader. No one else is able to figure this out. So Indra started to go towards the yaksh, and the yaksh just vanished. He said, this Indra is he's the most proud of all of them. I won't even give him darshan. So he vanished, and in his place, Uma Devi appeared. Now she wasn't in disguise, so Indra realized who she was, and he asked, oh, Ma, do you know who was that yaksh who was just here? We couldn't even look at him, he was shining so brightly. She said, yes, that was Bhagwan. He came to remove your pride. You forgot that it's only with his help that you do anything. So we see that these devtas are helpless without Shri Krishna's power. They have no power of their own, and they are actually Mayic beings. So when we are doing bhakti to Shri Krishna, we completely leave all devotion to any devta. Otherwise, what do we really understand? It's like you have one pill, you have some illness, you have a pill that it's just going to cure the whole thing and take care of all your symptoms. You have runny nose, you have a cough, you have a fever, You have all these things. Just take this one pill, the whole problem is going to go away. So while taking that pill, are you also going to take the medicine for runny nose? No, it's already included in that. Oh, but my runny nose pill will get jealous. Who cares? So this devta or that devta is going to get upset with you that you're not worshipping me anymore, you're only worshipping Shri Krishna. You think they would have the courage to lift a finger against any devotee of Shri Krishna, their boss? No, none of them would dare. So we leave, in fact, never mind that. Jagat Guru Shri Kripaluji Maharaj says, ये खुशी से नाचते हैं जब कोई श्री कृष्ण की भक्ति करने लगता है. They, in happiness, they start dancing. They're overjoyed when someone begins doing devotion to Shri Krishna. Okay, now, what about the divine side? Leaving aside Maic devtas, what about Shri Krishna's own swanch? I was explaining yesterday that we are all ansh of Jeev Shakti. Shri Krishna's soul power includes infinite individual souls. He also has his Swarup Shakti, his internal power, and there are fractions or ansh of his Swarup Shakti. Whereas we are called Vibhinnansh, we're distinct from Shri Krishna, although we're a part of his power, but we have a distinct personality. We are an individual entity. Shri Krishna's swanch are not distinct from him in any way. He himself is Vishnu, who is his swanch. He himself is Shiva. He himself is Durga. Or we should say Radharani is Durga, Radharani is Lakshmi, Radharani is Saraswati. Shri Krishna himself became all the male forms of God, and Radharani became all the female forms of God. Sansha, Kamala, Shailaputri, Tam Radhikam, Shaktidhatrim Namamaha. Radhikopanishad says, actually, the stuti in personal, shruti in personal form are doing stuti of Radharani, saying that all of her own self, her ansh, are Kamala, meaning Lakshmi, Shailaputri, meaning Durga. She is the giver of power to all those divine forms, female goddesses. They are none other than Radharani. And Yasya ekani shvasita kalamathavalambya jivanti loma vilaja jagadandanatha Vishnur mahansa iha yasya kala vishesho govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Brahma Samhita. Brahma is saying that even Mahavishnu, the supreme creator of the entire universe, is one kala, a special kala visheshaha, a special kala, a special power of Shri Krishna. Sa ek eveshwarah narayano khil brahmandadhipati rekonshaha. Radhikopanishad says, Shri Krishna, who alone is the single supreme God, his one ansh is Mahanarayan, who is the overseer, creator, and protector of Akhila Brahmand, infinite Brahmans. So Shri Krishna, Radha Krishna, they have many forms, many divine forms that are not other than them. They themselves appear in those other forms. For us to even think that this is someone else is a grave transgression. The worst pop that a person can do is to have, like Shri Kripaluji Maharaj says, chote bade ki bhavana. Oh, this Bhagwan is big, this Bhagwan is less. We should never think that about any of the forms of God. So, in other words, leaving aside devtas, although we respect them, they're also respectable to us, but we don't do their bhakti. Even now within the divine realm, we have so many forms of God, but they're all forms of Radha Krishna. Even formless God, Brahmano hi pratisthaham, Gita, Shri Krishna says, formless God is also established in me. Formless Brahm emanates from me. So, we should never differentiate in terms of better, less, greater, more important when it comes to all these divine forms of God. However, in terms of the flavor of ras, there are differences between these different forms of God. Just like you yourself, we could say you also have three main ways that you exist. You, when you're sleeping, all your personality is hidden when you're sleeping. No one can say he's very intelligent. No one can say she's very kind. No one can say this person is very strong. No, they're sleeping. None of that is being revealed. Then, now you're active. Okay, but you're going to the office. Maybe you're a police officer or you're a judge. So now when you're at work, you're official. So some of your personality is shown, but how much of your personality are you revealing? You're revealing only what's appropriate to that situation. All the rest of your personality, your humorous side, your joking side, your playful side, your loving side, you're hiding that. Then when you're with your family and close friends, your full personality comes out. And that official, formal, serious side of yourself, it's still there. The potential for that is there within you, but it's merged into your loving aspect of your personality. God also has these three aspects to his personality. Vadanti tat tattvavidas tattvam yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti shabdyate. Bhagavatam. Vedavyasji says, when all of Shri Krishna's powers and qualities are unmanifest, they're dormant, like you when you're sleeping, then he's formless God. He has no form, no names, no qualities, no behavior, no actions, no abode, no parikar, divine associates. He's formless God. It's still Shri Krishna, but all of his qualities and powers are avyakt, unmanifest. But they're there. Just like when you're sleeping, all your qualities are there, but unmanifest. Then Shri Krishna as Paramatma is Vishnu, or other almighty forms of God, where he's revealing his all-knowingness, almightiness, his gracious kindness. He graces souls. He does all the work of creating and maintaining the universe. But he's not revealing any type of playful lovingness, no naughtiness, no humor, or very little, in a very formal way, you can say. So he's Brahm. When he's revealing some part of his personality, he's Paramatma, Mahavishnu, and other almighty forms like Shiva, Durga. And when he's revealing himself in full, he is Krishna. That's why Shri Krishna is called Purnatam Purushottam Brahm. If he's revealing himself in full, then he is himself, Krishna. If he's partially revealing himself, he is Vishnu. If he's not revealing himself at all, he's formless. So as Vishnu, he has names, form, he has abode, all his divine qualities, or many of his divine qualities, are manifest. But he doesn't do playful leelas where his devotees get to interact with him. That only Ram and Krishna reveal. Ram is a mix of almightiness, Aishwarya, and sweetness or lovingness, Madhurya. And Shri Krishna of Golok and Vrindavan reveals pure Madhurya, and the Aishwarya is completely merged into that lovingness. Therefore, when we are choosing what form of God to worship, we have to decide, what relationship do we want with God? There is no relationship with formless God. Okay, how about with Almighty God, Vishnu, Shiva? We have Shant Bhav. I am a subject, they are the king. That is the only bhav that relates to the almighty forms of Krishna. And with loving Krishna, what Vedavyasji calls Bhagwan, Brahma, Paramatma, Bhagwan. With Bhagwan, who does leelas, you have the option of Dasya Bhav, Sakhya Bhav, Vatsalya Bhav, and Madhurya Bhav, which we went through in detail a couple of days ago. So you can love Krishna as your master, your best friend, your own child, and as your beloved. But this is not possible with other forms of God. So that ras of Shri Krishna's personal relationship, personal love, that ras is only given by Shri Krishna. It's given by Radha Krishna. As Mahavishnu, you can't demand that ras from him any more than your child can demand that when you're sitting as the Supreme Court Justice, that they barge into the chambers and sit on your lap. But mommy, I sit on your lap at home. No, it doesn't work that way here. You can't go into Vishnu Bhagwan's darbar and go jump on his lap and say, but you're my Shri Krishna. I know you're none other than Krishna. He'll say, hut. So, in each form, Krishna is giving a different kind of blissfulness. So if you want that ras of Premanand, you have to get it from Krishna. And you can only attain him in one form. So you can't confuse him like, okay, I'm doing Roop Dhyan on Ganesh Ji, but I want to meet you as Krishna. No, who you do Roop Dhyan of, that's who he's going to come. Krishna will come in the form that you do Roop Dhyan. And the bhav that you adopt in your devotional practice is the bhav which he will divinize and give you forever, all eternity in the divine world. So that means we have to choose. This is where ananyata comes in. Here it's not the same thing as devtas are maik, so don't worship them because you'll only go to Swarg. No, you can worship any of Krishna's divine forms. You'll defeat Maya, you'll go to the divine abode, you'll get infinite bliss. You worship any of Shri Krishna's forms. However, a wise devotee makes the decision based on what bhav do I want to adopt and what relationship do I eternally want to experience with Shri Krishna in the divine world. And we start doing devotion like that from now. And then someone will say, but why not do devotion to keep everybody happy? Well, you don't have to because they're all Radha Krishna, so you worship one of their forms or you worship all of their forms. It doesn't matter. It's like a wife has a picture of her husband with a mustache and wearing kurta pajama, and then she decides one day, oh, I like this other picture of him clean shaven, wearing shorts and a t-shirt. And she puts that picture up in her bedroom. will her husband become jealous? So it seems humorous to us, and yet we harbor this fear in our mind. I was worshipping Shankarji, now I'm worshipping Shri Krishna. Will Shankarji get jealous? Oh, so Shankarji is someone else and Shri Krishna is someone else. Like shorts t-shirt wale pati koi aur hai aur kurta pajama wale pati koi aur hai. So we have that bhram actually in our mind. Wo nikalna hai, mitana hai ye bhram. We have to realize all these divine forms are none other than Radha Krishna. So with no fear, we choose that form that we want to attain based on what relationship, what ras we want to experience, and then do Rup Dhyan of only that form. Because how will you develop a loving relationship with them? That emotional attachment comes when you focus on one form, not when you diffuse your attachment or your effort on multiple forms. So choose one form. This is also an aspect of this ananyata. So ananyata to our Ishtadev. We choose the form of Radha Krishna we wish to attain, and we do Rup Dhyan. We worship only them. We're not asking them for material things anyway, so we don't need to cover all our bases like, oh, if Durga ji doesn't give me what I want, then maybe Hanuman ji will, and if he doesn't, then maybe Shankar ji will, and if he doesn't, then we're not interested in that anyway. So just focus on the form we want to attain. Now we also need to be ananya to the path. This I've already explained. Bhakti is supreme. Why are you going to mix and match with other things? It's again that you're taking the pill that's going to cure everything, and then you're also taking other pills to control individual symptoms, when the first pill was already going to take care of all of that. Bhakti gives the results of every path, and in fact you're defaulting your efforts on the path of bhakti if you're taking time away from devotion to, okay, I also have to do this pranayam to wake up my kundalini because I need my chakras open. And no, that has nothing to do with attaining God. You do bhakti, forget the rest. You want to do some yoga asanas for health, that's great. But don't do it because you think it's some part of your spiritual path. Just do bhakti. And finally, the third aspect of ananyata is ananyata to the Guru. Yesterday I explained how we can differentiate between a true Guru and a fake Guru. But what if there are 10 true Gurus? Then why not go to all of them? Because each true Guru even explains things differently. We'll choose different words, different style of explaining, and we'll teach the path slightly differently as well. And to our limited material mind, we will find contradictions. This one is saying this one is saying that. Then we get a confusion. Then we go to Guruji. Guruji, but this and that. And Guruji has to now spend time untangling our web of confusions. Better just to stick with one. There's no contradiction between true Gurus. They're all doing exactly what Sri Krishna wants them to do, even if we can't understand it. However, if we do like taste testing, a little bit here, a little bit there, then what ends up happening is we create unnecessary confusion and we're wasting time. We should choose one Guru, follow what that Guru is teaching. If we want to change Gurus, no problem. There are plenty of historical, scriptural examples where someone changed Gurus 3-4 times. Kripaluji Maharaj says you can change 1,000 times if you want. No true Guru is going to have any objection. They're totally fine with it. Oh, you get more benefit from this Guru? Okay, go, no problem. Or this Guru is teaching you a higher attainment. This one was teaching Dasya Bhav. This one is teaching Madhurya Bhav. I want Madhurya Bhav. Okay, follow that Guru. No problem. But at any one time, you can only follow one guru. That way you remove the danger of confusion and you don't waste time by going here and there. It's not an entertainment, right? We're not just trying to entertain ourselves listening to different pravachans and different pandits and different babajis. No, we have our guru. If you have your guru, if you don't, then you have to do some taste testing here and there. Go and you're looking, you're seeking, right? But once you find your guru, you stick to that guru and you put a stop to all the trying different things out. That way you'll get maximum benefit. All of these conditions that have been described are to help us get maximum benefit, the most efficient progress in the least amount of time. So if we adopt all of these things, we understand them and we practice them, then we'll make swift progress. However, while making progress, you also want to make sure you're not squandering your hard-earned spiritual capital. And the thing that starts deleting our earnings is kusang. So we also have to understand kusang ka swarup. What are the various forms of bad association? Some are very obvious, but some may be surprising to you. So we're going to have a brief overview of the various forms of bad association in the final installment of this lecture series, which will be tomorrow at 10:45. Tomorrow's satsang is from 10 to 12, and I'll start my lecture at 10:45, and that will be the final lecture in this series. Now we're going to chant a kirtan that encapsulates much of what we've been discussing, even the topic from today, and that is in Book 1 on page 198. Page 198, Book 1. I have some thanks. गावो सब हिली मिली राधे 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 राधे।
गाओ सब हिले मिली राधे 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 राधे।
गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे 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 राधे।
गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे 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 राधे।
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे।
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे।
गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे 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 राधे।
गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे 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 राधे।
थकहु नाम गाते जब राधे।
थकहु नाम गाते जब राधे।
थकहु नाम गाते जब राधे,
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 श्वास श्वास जपु राधे, राधे राधे राधे,
श्वास श्वास जपु राधे, राधे राधे राधे,
श्वास श्वास जपु राधे, राधे राधे राधे,
श्वास श्वास जपो राधे, राधे राधे राधे,
राधे राधे राधे,
राधे राधे राधे,
राधे राधे राधे,
राधे राधे राधे,
गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे, राधे राधे राधे,
गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे, राधे राधे राधे,
गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे, राधे राधे राधे,
गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे, राधे राधे राधे,
जब थकी जाऊं तब आऊं तो राधे,
जब थकी जाऊं तब हूँ तो राधे,
जब थकी जाऊं तब आऊं तो राधे,
जब थकी जाऊं तब हूँ तो राधे,
जब थकी जाऊं तब आऊं तो राधे,
जब थकी जाऊं तब हूँ तो राधे,
सुमिरिय नित छवि राधे, राधे राधे 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 राधे,
राधे राधे राधे,
राधे राधे राधे,
राधे राधे राधे,
राधे राधे राधे,
गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे, राधे राधे राधे,
गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे, राधे राधे राधे,
करहु कीर्तन आ जप राधे,
करहु कीर्तन या जप राधे,
करहु कीर्तन आ जप राधे,
करहु कीर्तन या जप राधे,
ध्यान सहित करु राधे, राधे राधे राधे,
ध्यान सहित करो राधे, राधे राधे राधे,
सहित करु राधे। राधे राधे राधे
ध्यान सहित करो राधे। राधे राधे राधे
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 गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे। 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 राधे राधे राधे
एक ध्यान करु मन महाराधे।
एक ध्यान करो मन महाराधे।
एक ध्यान करु मन महाराधे।
एक ध्यान करो मन महाराधे।
एक ध्यान करु मन महाराधे।
एक ध्यान करो मन महाराधे।
खड़ी सामने राधे। राधे राधे राधे
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 गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे। राधे राधे राधे
गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे। राधे राधे राधे
दूजो ध्यान करहु नित राधे।
जो ध्यान करहु नित राधे।
दूजो ध्यान करहु नित राधे।
जो ध्यान करहु नित राधे।
करहु नित राधे।
करहु नित राधे।
करहु नित राधे।
करहु नित राधे
दूजो ध्यान करहु नित राधे।
जो ध्यान करहु नित राधे।
मिलई बेगी अब राधे। राधे राधे राधे
मिलई बेगी अब राधे। राधे राधे राधे
मिलई बेगी अब राधे। राधे राधे राधे
मिलई बेगी अब राधे। राधे 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 राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे 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 राधे
गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे 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 राधे
गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे 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 राधे
गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे 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 राधे
निज गुरु इष्ट भक्ति में 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 राधे
रहु अनन्यमति राधे 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 राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे 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 राधे
गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे 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 राधे
गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे 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 राधे
गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे 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 राधे
रह दुर्भाव न कतहूँ राधे
रह दुर्भावना कतहु राधे
रह दुर्भाव न कतहूँ राधे
रह दुर्भावना कतहु राधे
रह दुर्भाव न कतहूँ राधे
रह दुर्भावना कतहु राधे
उदासीन रहु राधे 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 राधे
उदासीन रहूं राधे 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 राधे
उदासीन रहु राधे 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 राधे
उदासीन रहूं राधे 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 राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे 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 राधे
गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे 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 राधे
गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे 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 राधे
गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे 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 राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
सब महाराह कृपालु तब राधे
सब महाराज कृपाल तब राधे
सब महाराह कृपालु तब राधे
सब महाराज कृपालु तब राधे
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 सब महाराह कृपालु तब राधे
सब महाराज कृपालु तब राधे
इह भाव रखु राधे 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 राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे 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 राधे
गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे 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 राधे
गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे 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 राधे
गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे 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 राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद राधे 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 राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद राधे 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 राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद राधे 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 राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद राधे 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 राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद 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 राधे
गोविंद राधे
गोविंद राधे
राधे
गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद राधे 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 राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद राधे 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 राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद राधे 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 राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद 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 राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद राधे 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 राधे
गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे 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 राधे
गाओ सब हिली मिली राधे 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 राधे।
बोलो राधा गोविंद भगवान की
जय।
श्रीमत् सद्गुरु सरकार की
जय।
जय जय श्री राधे जय जय श्री राधे जय जय श्री